Hi, my name is Fuzzface and I play Pro PUBG for FaZe Clan, and welcome to the Acer training room. And today I'm going to talk a little bit how to maximize your efficiency as a team in PUBG. So first I'll start a little bit with dynamics in the team, what roles you have, etc. It's a little bit different in PUBG. You have different teams have different compositions and you choose different roles depending on what your players are good at. For example, we in FaZe, we have the main IGL role. A lot of other teams choose to have people as mainly fraggers and such. We believe that every person in a team should be able to do this, so we only have the decision making as a role. For efficient team decisions, I usually break down the game into 3 key components, which is rotating, it's decision making, and late game scenarios, which I usually call like an adaptive role. I'm gonna start with the rotating part, which I believe there's 4 types of rotating. You can do it blindly, which means you clearly have no visuals of where you're going, so you're going blindly and try to find something as you go. You can crash something, which means you probably know there's enemies, but you decide that you have no other options, so you want to take this position. You can scout stuff, which means that you can go piece by piece, gather information as you go, and try to find safe positions or something you would like to take for free. And you can also make a safe rotation, which means that you see where you want to go and you know it's free already. Depending on what type of rotation option you want to choose, mainly depends on 2 key factors, which is what information your team has and also where the circle goes, since it's different every time. So it really takes a lot as a team effort in the rotation, but we're gonna get back to that in a little bit. So this is a video about a tournament game we had in Kiev, and you'll see we started from a really disadvantageous position, but utilizing all of these strategies that we talked about before lets us get the victory in this one game. So this is gonna be a little bit of a on-hands like explanation of the rotation system I was talking about earlier. As we can see, this was at a LAN event in Kiev that we played. FaZe is up here in the north. The news circle is just about to pop. We barely have any visuals of anything in the news circle, which puts us at a position where we have to choose one of our rotation systems. And in this case, it's gonna be most likely a blind rotation because we can't see where we're going. And it might be a little bit of a mix in a crash as well, because most likely there are going to be people where we want to go, because the circle is pretty small at this time. And that the circle is small also shows that we probably can't scout our way forward. We can't really make stops on the way. We have to go all in and just make it to the final destination. And this is part of team communications as well, because decisions have to be made pretty fast here, and we only get one shot at it, so everyone has to go at the same time. And you see as all of us go at the same time, roughly, and we make it safely to Gatka. Luckily, there was no one in the house we chose to crash into, but that's also something you do during the rotation. You try to spot out for enemies and go to where it's least risky. So the next part is about team communications, which I believe is a really important part of PUBG. You have a vast information flow in PUBG where you have so many different things that you might want to say to your teammates or you might want to know from your teammates. So it's really important to know which things are important and which things you can leave behind, so you don't overuse the comms and so people can still hear stuff and you can think, because having comms all the time really impairs your ability to think. So for example, maybe in the beginning in looting phase, it might be appropriate to ask for a grip, AR muzzle or something, but when you're mid-rotation or you have to start thinking about bigger picture stuff, then maybe you can let those things go, because it doesn't really matter if you have a grip or not. And you can focus on more important things like enemy positions, or you don't have any meds, you need a med kit, stuff like that. And the team comms in team fights is really, really important. All you really want to know is where the enemies are, and if for example, if you need to heal, that you can't hold an angle, you need to tell your teammates that, so that all the teammates knows what the other teammates are doing at the time and what they want to do. So if you want to push, the entire team should be on that push and do it together as a team, so that you don't have one guy back healing while the other guys are pushing and one angle gets left behind. It's really important that you work as a team in these team fights and cover all the angles. It's also really important to be decisive in your team comms, so that you don't speak in sentences or should we do this, maybe this will be better. Whenever you speak, there's no questions being arise from what you say, so that you're very clear with your orders or whatever you want to do. You have to make it really, really simple and really clear so that everyone in your team really gets it instantly so that it can be acted upon. This next video is more about the team communications within a team fight and how it's really important that you have to be really decisive and clear what you want to do and make sure the team does it at the same time so that no one is left behind and no one becomes useless in the fight. And click play here. We decided to drop down. We were in a position here where Ghost had the entire first floor of our building and we had second floor. We have to kill them because in this zone we're not in and we only have 40 seconds to go on this zone. So we decided that 2 people jump down the windows and 2 guys go down the stairs at the same time. And it's really important that we do this at the same time, because if only the people in the stairs go down first, Ghost can just focus on those guys. Or if the people from the windows goes a little bit too early, they'll get caught out as well. So it's really important that you coordinate this with your teammates and that everyone is on the same page. And let's see how it plays out. So Jempty and Mexi jump down. Me and Hax goes down the stairs and we wipe out Ghost here. And this last part is more about what I want to call adaptation, or just make do with what you have. We really don't have a lot of space here. We see in the circle we're just barely in, 5 seconds to go. We realize we have 1 broken buggy and a bike. We're 4 guys, so we can't really all fit because the buggy is really bad for rotation late game, really easily to get shot out of. So we decided that 1 guy go with a buggy, almost dies going, and then 1 guy is gonna stay behind and just try to do whatever he can from that position. Sometimes it's what you need to do, just leaves 1 guy behind that lets the rest of the team make the plays. That's also one part of being a team player. You have to take the fall sometimes for the team. So we use whatever we have, smokes. We can see like small things that are in the zone, small covers. There's really not a lot, but you have to make do with what you have. And at the end here, it's going to be a full field fight. And this is also one important part about flanking. If everyone is in the same location, obviously it's very predictable where you are. You're extremely vulnerable to nades. So make sure to like spread out so that multiple people at least won't die to the same nade, and try to get angles on your opponents. And so at the end, all of these small things that we did help us get the victory. And it really just shows that being disciplined and keeping track of all these small things is so important in PUBG. So we talked a little bit about rotations, how to effectively communicate as a team, and how to close out an end game with whatever resources you have. So if you liked the video, make sure to check out the Acer Training Room website, where there's more video about how to level up your game in PUBG, CS, Fortnite, MOBAs like League of Legends, and also fitness and nutrition. Hope you liked the video, and I'll see you.